NFL season is almost over, and college bowl season is currently happening as we speak. And today we're going to talk about Jaxson Dart and the not one, not two, not three, but multiple NFL teams that he would be the perfect fit for. I can even see him being the first quarterback off the board. Yeah, that's right. Not Cam Ward, not Shedeur Sanders, Jaxson Dart. Now, two of the guys I mentioned are dogs, and they're some of my favorites. But as we get to the pro day, we start really analyzing everything, hand size, speed, you name it. We can see Shedeur Sanders be the third quarterback off the board. As of right now, I got Cam Ward being the first off the board. But we'll get into that here in a minute. I want to talk about the teams and everything that's kind of going on. As of today, the New England Patriots have the first overall pick. And they seem very, very happy with Drake May. They seem very, very happy with him. There's been some hiccups throughout the season, but they seem to be bought in. They seem, keywords seem, as, hey, this could come back to bite me in the butt, just me saying that. But as of right now, we got New England Patriots with the first overall pick, followed by Tennessee at number 2, Cleveland at number 3, Giants at number 4. Okay? Now, out of those 4 teams, 3 of them are going to be wanting quarterbacks. Shedeur, Cam, Jaxson Dart. Okay. Then we got number 5, Gurley man himself. He seems to be locked in with that contract over there. They don't seem to be super happy with him. Plus, he had a very nasty injury a few weeks back. It looks like they're locked in with him. Bryce Young for number 6, Carolina. They're very much locked in over there. I do not see Carolina Panthers moving on from Bryce Young. You would have asked me a month and a half ago, I probably would have said something different. But they're actually balling, and he's won a couple of games for them. Now he's finally showing lots of promise. Then we got the Jets, and they are fed up, sick and tired of Mr. Aaron Rodgers. The guy literally quit on his team towards the end of the game. This guy is a diva. And no, I'm not watching this stupid Enigma, whatever the heck it's called, stupid documentary on Netflix. Not happening. I have no desire to watch that piece of garbage. I'd rather watch, I don't know, Titanic 4 times in a row than to have to take and watch that. Okay, I just don't care. Anyway, that's another episode for another day. That guy's a diva. Then we got number 8, and they can't even tank right. The freaking Raiders, they can't even tank right. Daggone it, they ended up winning against now they got the number 8 overall pick, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get a quarterback at all. What, Dylan Gabriel? Maybe, I don't know. We'll take him. We'll see what happens. Bears, they got Caleb. Hey, he shows some promise there. Saints need a quarterback as well. So out of those 10 first picks, okay, almost all of them need quarterbacks with the exception of 4 of them. Okay. Patriots, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say I could see Jaxson Dart becoming a Cleveland Brown or a Tennessee Titan. He has the talent. I mean, the stuff that Cam Ward can do. Tell me Jaxson Dart can't take and do that? Let's look at his stats. Right now. His stats are freaking nuts, dude. This guy, he's had seasons with 400 rushing yards. He's had seasons where he's had, 500 rushing yards. On average, he's getting about 400 rushing yards a season. And he's not even a scrambling type of quarterback, but he is an opportunist. That's what Cam Ward is. They're both pocket QBs. Shedeur Sanders, I feel like he's running in quicksand. He is a slow guy. Great arm, but he's slow. You can't tell me that dude is fast. Let's look at the numbers so far this season, though, when it comes to the arm, because the arm, hey, it's a true quarterback's game when it comes to NFL. 249 completions, okay, the most amount of completions he's had in his career at 363 attempts. That's great. Averages 10.7 yards a throw, and his completion is 68.6%. So pretty good. And that's with 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And this is accurate. Look, he has a cool last name, Dart. Yeah, that's a pretty cool last name. But don't get it twisted. This guy is accurate. Very, very accurate. Okay. Longest pass this far. Play. It was 75 yards this year. And this is on top of being sacked 25 times. That's quite a lot. In my opinion, 25 times, your O-line really is not all that. Okay, now in 2021, when he was over at USC, he didn't even play the whole year, but he was sacked 5 times, 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That was a long time ago. Now I feel like we have a dang near finished product, because even you look at last year, his numbers are nearly identical. They're off by about 500 yards 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's really the big difference between last year and this year. Jaxson Dart is an NFL quarterback, whether you like it or not. And on top of that, he's showing that leadership because he is going to be in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, and he's suiting up one more time for the Ole Miss Rebels. And he is going to rebel and throw lots of touchdowns against the team that he'll be playing against. This is a guy who plays with pride. From what I hear, he is a great locker room guy. From him being a great player on the field, I also care about the person off the field. And there's some teams, man. I look at Cleveland; it's just been a headache, man. Look, they had Deshaun Watson, and I don't got to talk about that. That's a head case in itself. Then you have Jameis Winston, who is a good Christian man, like a guy I'd want as my next door neighbor, a guy I'd love to hang out with, a guy who will make me laugh. That's all great and well, but he is an interception machine. He is not a starting quarterback. Great locker room guy. Would love to take and have him, but look, y'all, he's won like 2 games this whole season, man. It's just getting worse. It's just getting worse and worse for him. And he didn't even play today against the Dolphins because he had an injury he got going on. So I could see him going to Cleveland, being that guy who has a positive attitude in Cleveland, turning things around for Cleveland, right? But as far as the teams that are outside of the top 5, let's talk about them for a minute. And I'm going to post back up on the screen, the picks right now. But Jets at number 7, I can totally see them trading up for any of those quarterbacks, Shador, Cam Ward, or Jaxson Dart. Because those 3, to me, are guys that we're going to be talking about past 5 years from now that, wow, these guys are very good starting quarterback, in my opinion. And this is just a prediction. I have no evidence of that. Then there's the Raiders, who are starving for a quarterback. And had they had a quarterback, dang, things would be much more different for them. Much more different. Then you got the Saints, where they have Derek Carr. I don't know what's going on with his contract over there. Spencer Rattler. They seem to be kicking the tires with him because he does show flashes of a very good quarterback, and he shows flashes of a rookie quarterback who is totally still developing. So that's in my top 10. As far as teams that are outside the top 10, you got the Rams at 23. I don't see them trading up, to be honest with you. But, you got another year with Matthew Stafford at least, right? But I think they should start getting ready. Another person I want to talk about is Dylan Gabriel. Now, for those who know me, I'm in the Central Florida area, so there's a lot of UCF fans, right? Much love to UCF, go Knights, right? I've watched Dylan Gabriel for a long time, and he's an above average quarterback, but when he has the pieces around him, he balls out. He does a very, very good job. You want him leading your team, but I could see him going to a team like the Rams, a team where, man, you got your receivers all out there. You got a pretty, I would say probably average or above average offensive line. I think that's something they probably got to beef up a little bit in the draft as well, too. I'll be covering that in my mock draft. Another more reason why you guys should subscribe. But I don't see Jaxson Dart falling out of the top 10. It's just way too crazy. And we're going to have another crazy quarterback draft. Not because the talent is there, but there's going to be arguments made. And with the draft hype machine, there'd be some players who are hyped up. And I think Dylan Gabriel could be that hyped up player. Though I hope I'm wrong, and I hope I eat my words. I hope I eat crow for that. Because I'm rooting for him, right? I watched him at UCF. I watched him back when he was at Oklahoma. And, of course, this year, he has potential to win the national championship. I mean, he is amazing in all the work he's done with the Oregon Ducks. But that taken and being said, y'all, I'm really excited for Jaxson Dart. I don't think Jaxson Dart makes it out the top 5. And if you want him, well, daggone it, Raiders, Jets, you better trade up, okay? New Orleans Saints, you better trade up. Because this guy, once he has his pro day, don't be surprised if he could be the first or second quarterback off the board. I was talking to an NFL agent buddy of mine. I won't say his name, man, but real good friend of mine, man. We were chopping it up. He's like, hey, in my opinion, Jaxson Dart is the best quarterback for the 2025 NFL draft. I said, really? So I went back and looked at the highlights because I've watched him off and on throughout the season. I'm always very impressed. I've watched him. I want to say last year is where I really started watching him. I heard about him a couple years ago when he was at USC. He get transferred to Ole Miss, and the dude is a baller. They love him. And he declared for the draft. Man, Oh, I could rant all the day about this guy and literally make this to a 1 hour episode, which I'm sure y'all don't want to hear. But do me a favor, y'all. It costs you guys absolutely nothing. Please hit that subscribe button. Consider supporting the channel. I'm rooting for this young man. I am excited for him. I could see him suiting up for multiple teams that are just starving for a quarterback. I mean, the Jets, they could sign Rodgers for another year potentially. There'll be some other free agent guys who are going to be floating around before the draft. But that being said, man, I do not see him. I think he goes Cleveland and Tennessee. That is my prediction. I think he's the number 2 quarterback off the board. But we shall see. We shall see. So you guys, the people, comment below where you think he is going to go ahead and land. Do you have him in the first round? Do you have him in the top 10? Do you have him in the top 5? And if so, which team do you think he will take and go to? Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Also, as well, I have one of the best NFL draft series on the internet where I bring the actual players on the show. I'm not saying I'm bringing Jaxson Dart on. It'd be pretty cool if that does happen. You never know. But I got over 100 interviews underneath my belt. And this year, man, we're going to have somewhere between 30 to 50 live draft interviews on this show. And I will be reporting live from the Tropical Bowl in person, human being in the flesh. So in Daytona, Florida. So I'll see you guys next time. God bless. Thank you for watching another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.